What's up, guys? Oni here, bringing you that Warlords of Dreanor Discipline Priest Guide. Noticed a lot of Discipline Priests out there having a little bit of trouble. Uh, they got used to doing their atonement healing. Pardon little rant here, but atonement healing is dead. And we have to go back to the old ways of being the original active mitigation healers, the shielders. Um, and I'm here to show you how to do that. So let's get right into it. Talk about the talents, the glyphs, your stat priorities, and show you a little bit of how I do it. Um, so here we go. These are my go-tos, uh, and I'm going to talk about the reasons why here. We'll start out with your level 15 talent in Angelic Bulwark. The reason I take Angelic Bulwark is, quite frankly, as most healers do, I don't pay attention to my health all that closely. Sorry about that, but it's just a fact of the matter. Most healers don't pay attention to themselves. A lot of people are going to go with Desperate Prayer. I'm a shielding class. Shields help me. Angelic Bulwark, nice big shield, happens passively, and it's something it's one less thing I have to track. There's so many things I have to track as a Discipline Priest. Saving my own bacon isn't one of them. I know when Angelic Bulwark procs, I could see the little swirls around my character, the little wings that go around my character, and I know, oh crap, that procced. I need to watch my health. I get back to my health. Just gives me that little extra time. Your level 30 talent. For me, it's Angelic Feather. I like to control who and what and when gets a speed bonus if they need one. Angelic Feather, set up on a hotkey, set up on my mouse. That way I could just send it out. Body and Soul, which a lot of people are going to take. I feel a lot of that gets wasted as you're putting shields out on everybody all the time. That's what you do. Body and Soul, a lot of that speed boost is just going to get wasted by casters standing still. Angelic Feather, you can use to save somebody. Body and Soul, meh, in my opinion. Level 45 talent needs to be Power Word Solace. Reason being, turns your Holy Fire into Power Word Solace. Restores 2% of your maximum mana. I'm not worried about the damage it does. 2% restoration of mana, huge. Take the talent, use it every 10 seconds, and I'll get into all the different bonuses of that. But the big bonus, 2% maximum mana. Return to you. Your level 60 talent, very important. Void Tendrils. A lot of people aren't going to say it's very important. I say it is. Void Tendrils allows you to root targets in place to allow you to escape. If your tank didn't pick up the adds that are now about to hit you, root them in place, hit yourself with an Angelic Feather, get out of there with speed, save your own butt, save another healer's butt that's close to you. Void Tendrils, the go-to for 1600 mana, not a big deal, but I'd have it and use it. Your level 75 talent. We're a shielding class. Use Spirit Shell. It does an incredible amount of shielding on your entire raid, whether you're in Mythic or you're just doing it in Heroic and Normal. Spirit Shell will help you put shields on the entire raid to stop that big effect from crushing down on your entire raid. It will slow that down, and it becomes active mitigation for the entire raid, allowing the other healers to come in and heal up that raid rather quickly. Spirit Shell, my go-to. Power Infusion, Twist of Fate, in my opinion, better suited for Holy. Power Infusion may increase your haste, but increase and reduce the mana cost of all your spells, but it's every 2 minutes. 20% reduction every 2 minutes is not going to be a blip on your mana pool. You will be out of mana, and now you're going to cast, what? Nothing. Spirit Shell, my go-to. Moving on. Level 90 talent, I choose Halo. Nice, big AoE heal, and the keyword in that is big. It's 20k. Cascade, tiny, not even 4K. So we're talking 5 times bigger heal that can be used a little less than half as often, but the size of the heal is what matters here. On everybody that it's going to crit, you're going to proc your Divine Aegis on it. You want a bigger heal for that Divine Aegis to be larger. Halo's going to provide that for you. Your level 100 talent should be Clarity of Will. Nice big shield. This is going to synergize with everything else that you're doing. It adds another shield for you, which is going to make life easier. Quality of life spell. I'll show you how all this comes together here in a little bit. Words of Mending, not going to work. Saving Grace, probably a PvP talent. It is instant, but it's a lot of mana. It's less mana than Clarity of Will, and it is a big shield, but it's going to reduce healing on targets for 8 seconds. And if we're having to do a bunch of healing to the same target, eventually this thing is just going to get useless. So we're not going to worry about Saving Grace. Moving on to glyphs, there are 3 glyphs that I use, and I recommend you use them too. First one being Weakened Soul, reason being more power word shields. It just reduces the Weakened Soul effect by 2 seconds, allowing you to get out that power word shield faster. Glyph of Holy Fire, the big one for this one is increasing the range of your power word Solace by 10 yards. This allows you to stay a nice comfortable distance away from targets, or hit a target that's a little further away if you're out of position. Finally, Glyph of Penance allows you to cast Penance while moving. This is huge. We're doing a lot of moving in fights. Being able to cast that Penance whenever the situation calls for it is huge. I know it increases the mana cost by 20%, but it's a tit for tat, and I'd rather have the ability to move and cast another spell, other than just one shield. So there's your glyphs. Let's move on to stats. Your primary stats as a Disciplined Priest are going to be Intel and Spirit. Spirit until you're comfortable with your mana regen. We're going to be regenerating mana as we fight anyway, so really keep an eye on that, and just get enough Spirit until you're comfortable with the amount of mana pool you have. After that, we're going to be worrying about Mastery. The reason I say we're worrying about Mastery is consistent. Critical Strike, not consistent. And I want to be able to rely on what I know I'm going to have. I know I'm going to have X things, and I want X things to be bigger. Mastery is the key. It increases the potency of all your damage absorption spells, your shields, and all of your healing. In my case, my shields are increased by 23%. My heals are increased by 11%. This will just add that level of consistency that everybody's looking for out of their healers. Tertiary, we're going to be looking at versatility. And you say, versatility? Nobody uses versatility. But we should, as Disciplined Priests. Strictly speaking, it's going to reduce the amount of damage you take, which is huge. And that works for everybody. That's not just a tanking thing. A lot of people overlook this stat. And secondly, it's going to increase the healing done by in my case, 5%. However high a percent you can get that, it's going to help you there. So I get 5% from my versatility to my bonus healing, plus another 11% from my mastery, that's 16%. That's a lot of extra bonus healing. That's going to happen all the time for you. So really focus on your mastery, really focus on your versatility. You want it on all your gear. If all your gear said mastery and versatility, you'd be doing okay. I like a little bit of crit in there is not going to kill you, but really focus on the mastery and the versatility. You'll get nice big chunky heals from that. As far as your enchants go, mastery on everything that you can. So neck, back, rings. Get all the mastery you can on them. And as far as your weapon enchant, I prefer Mark of Shadow Moon. I'm still not comfortable completely with my spirit yet. In a 16-minute fight, I run out of mana, and occasionally I run into those. DPSers, you guys know, you're healers. In any case, those are your stats, and let's talk about how the hell we're gonna heal on this thing. So I've come over to the dummies, and this middle training dummy actually will help us demonstrate the healing and the healing techniques a little bit. The first thing we want to do before the pull, tank's about to pull, 3, 2, let's start casting that Clarity of Will on 2, get it up, boom, nice 51k little shield there. After we get the Clarity of Will up, we're going to want our Power Word Shield to get up there. So we got both of those on and rolling. We could soul effect, as you can see, very, very short duration due to our glyph. After we have those on, we've probably used a little bit of mana, so we're going to go ahead and Power Word Solace. Now I have a macro set up. Want to show you guys that real quick. Power Word Solace. Right there. Go ahead and pause the video. Write that down. Got it? Cool. Power Word Solace. I didn't have to target that. Just allows me to get Power Word Solace out on the closest target. We're going to be doing that on cooldown. Have a nice little tell me when. Oh, it's up again. Good. Let's get a couple shields out. Clarity of Will. Power Word Shield. Get a penance in there. Alright. We're rolling. We'll start healing. Oh, Power Word Solace is back up. Get that going. Get back on our target. Keep the Clarity of Will up. Keep the Power Word Shield up. Keep healing. Send that penance out. We get another one coming. Boom. We're already at 4 stacks of evangelism. Track that. That's something huge. You want to be tracking that. You want to know where it's coming from. We'll get a little Clarity of Will on us. Why not? Send out that last one. We have Archangel. It's just procced. We have our 5 stacks. Let's go ahead and use that. Twin it with our Spirit Shell. Now we're going to heal the raid. Get a bunch out. Maybe on us a little bit, right? Why not? Nice big chunky absorbs. 24k per spell cast while we have our Archangel up. After we've done that, let's send in a nice little halo. Get that together. Boom. Training dummy. There's 18k on the training dummy. And use your heal here just to do some spot healing while you have, if you have time. It's worth 32k. Doesn't cost anything. And if it crits, it gets a nice chunky bit of healing out. As you can see, the 2 shields we commonly put out are going to be putting up about 86k self-buffed. In a raid environment, it's going to be much more. I've put upwards, just on my little low geared tune, I'm at 648. I've put up 200k out of those 2 spells, which is a huge chunk of health. So there's a little bit for you guys. Remember to keep your prayer of mending out there. It's not a lot of healing, but it is a little bit. Go ahead and send that out. Let it bounce around in your DPS. Don't send it out on your tanks that you're shielding a bunch. It's not going to proc unless it gets hit. And the shields will prevent it from proccing. So send that out to your melee DPSers. Just sends a little bit rattling around in there in that melee DPS. That's where I would put it. So go ahead and do there. Keep your flash heal ready. I don't use it a lot, but there's that. Don't forget about your cooldowns, guys. Pain suppression, save that tank. Power Word barrier, save the melee. Your Shadow Fiend, use it. I'd use it on cooldown. Once your mana gets to gets to about 75%, I'd go ahead and pop that first Shadow Fiend at that point, and start that thing on cooldown. That way, when if you get to 25%, probably about that time, it'll be back up, and you'll be able to use it again, get some more mana back. If you're the Master Race, keep your Arcane Torrent. I put my Arcane Torrent into a macro with my Spirit Shell and Prayer of Healing, and that's just to give me that little extra boost for casting that really expensive Prayer of Healing. The 3% will cover probably 1 or 2 of those, but it does help mitigate the loss of mana. So that's it in a nutshell, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope it helps you. Good luck, have fun, and thanks for watching.